Just a few days ago, I think last week, I reported and I said Megan's podcast now ranks at the 8th place from the top 10. I have some good news for you. If you are tired, if you are bored of this news all the time, Megan doing podcast on this topic, that topic, whining, complaining, insulting, mocking, you have really good news. Because last time I checked, right now, this is going to be a huge disaster, what we have seen on the podcast chart on the website. Now, this is going to be something, a big shame. Probably, I would say the biggest one. We know Pearl was dismissed. It was cancelled by Netflix. Why they dismissed Pearl? Because they could not put their trust on Megan. Her ability to pull it off was not there at all, and Netflix could see it. They did make the right decision at the end by pulling the plug on it. Megan obviously got very, very upset, very angry too, sent her boy, Harry. Harry called Netflix and he said to them, oh, you know what? You should not be canceling it. And then at one point we have seen, actually I have heard, and I'm very convinced about this report, that Harry actually begged and cried almost to Netflix. Please, do not cancel my wife. Please, I beg you. He was begging, he was groveling to Netflix. But Netflix did not listen to him. They said, no, we cannot trust. This is gonna go ahead. We have to cancel it. And this is what exactly they did. Then we have seen, last week I reported about the podcast, right? And then I have reported how she is now trying to bring in Harry into the frame in order for her podcast to be listened to by many people. We have seen Harry coming sometimes. I think it happened only once when he sneaked into the show and then he went away. First one, I believe, when Serena Williams, she was there, Harry came in, did maybe a few seconds of talk, and then he left. Last time we have seen, the last one, Cameron Gorman, I believe her name, the poet, when she came for the podcast, we have seen Harry one more time, taking picture with Megan, his wife, and the guest. The speculation, the rumors, they were already there that this podcast is a complete disaster. Megan needs help. And voila, this is exactly the reason why I want to talk to you today. This is exactly why we're reading this report. Now, if you take a look at what is happening right now, I actually want to walk you through this one first. Meghan Markle's, this report is a bit inflated, the number, but I think it's very easy for us really to believe everything they are saying about the podcast disaster. Meghan Markle podcast Archetypes is a fail. Latest Spotify episode drops in charts to 77th place. Well, not really 77th place, but I will tell you which place it is in right now. Meghan Markle's Archetypes podcast is not as popular as it was when it was launched. The series of controversial claims and compulsive lies, quote unquote, had an effect on the public. Seems like people are already tired of hearing the serial moaning and complaining of the Duchess. That's why the latest episode of the controversial podcast ranks below a collection of baby lullabies. I think the 77th place is the last podcast when Jamila Jamil came. That was one of the worst according to this report. I don't listen to this podcast, so I do not know. They are really, really bad enough for me not to tune in, so I don't have to go there. When the show aired, people were curious about what Meghan Markle had to say. That's why the popularity of the show skyrocketed and even outperformed the all-time favorite, the Joe Rogan Experience. And I have reported on this. Some of you have said they just made it up. Meghan was never number one spot. But even if we take that credit to Meghan, we can only give it to her for a few hours. However, the run has been good, but very short of Meghan. The latest episode of the podcast is not doing that great. It pushed the podcast down to the low 77th place as of this Tuesday. So again, the last one they're talking about, not the overall podcasting chart. I'll show you that overall in a second, and I'll tell you why I think this is the biggest shame. The most recent episode featuring Jamila Jamil and Sohreh Agostoslo is the worst episode of Archetypes. According to views charts, I'm sorry, I did not read the name right. The Duchess is only 10 episodes deep in podcasting and already dropped from the first page of most popular podcast. I mean, you realize low rank of the podcast when you find out that their 8 hour of relaxing baby music song surpasses its popularity. This is such a shame. This is such a shame. Remember what Megan said when she came on the podcast for the first time? You are gonna see the real me. Now we don't even see you. This is the irony. We don't even see you. Forget about seeing your fake you. Even if you fake it, we don't even see nothing. Why? Because of this. Let's take a look at this chart. Then you'll know where it is ranking. So, number one, Joe Rogan Experience, and this podcast list is in United States because they have like categories of which country. So Joe Rogan stands number one, and then you have number two, number three, going all the way down. Why do you think it is? I said last time it was somewhere here, right? Somewhere here, 7, 8, and 9. But it is not there. Look, go down, 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 go down. Here we go. We found you. Real you, not even the fake you. You are nowhere. 32nd number spot. This is such a disgrace, a humiliation for a person who is a narcissist, who bragged about it, who thought it is going to be a super hit, who thought she could play the victim every single episode and it will be like a viral podcast episode for Spotify that they have never seen in their history. But lo and behold, now they're sitting at 32 number place. Now, I want to tell you this thing, very, very important, and I think you should take note of that. When I was talking about this podcast and how disastrous they were, a lot of you have said the right thing. You have said the right thing, which was that I am never going to go to Spotify to listen to a single word Megan say. And that was the reason, one of the main reasons why it is sitting at 32 number place, because you did not go there. You did not listen to her garbage. And that's why they could not rank it higher than 32. I'm pretty sure in the coming days, it will go down to maybe 100 or maybe even, it should be like it is already on 77th place. The last podcast looks like. And the next one she would do, it will be 100th place. And now they are groveling to Harry, Megan herself, asking, oh, can you help me out? And there are also this report and rumors that they are not living together. They're separated, but they have a good business relationship because both of them are renting the same place. So they have to pay for the palace. If Megan cannot make money, in other words, then both of them will be evicted. They will go bankrupt. Well, I don't think they will be evicted, but who knows, maybe. But things are really looking very, very bad for Megan. She really needs to stop bragging and glorifying herself and painting herself. This is the most important thing, painting herself as the victim in every single podcast. Thank you guys for joining in. I'll see you in the next video.